Shalom, shalom. This is Brother Tazadar coming back with another lesson. Lord willing, this is edifying to the hope of the elect. I want to give all the praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakodash. Double honor to the apostles and the elders of the great millstone who rule and teach well. Peace and safety and much blessings to the Yakim that's pushing this truth out the four corners of the earth and our truth to sincerity and in diligence. All right, topic of the lesson is, I really don't really know what I'm going to name it as. Is go along the lines of, why we call the so-called white man the devil that the Bible speaks of. All right, because, this devil here, he's hidden his identity for years, and, pushed his ideology on the planet Earth, man, and, did all types of wickedness on the planet Earth. But he got his power, not by his own, man. He was given this power, you see, because how about this? Let's go to Job 24. It says, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? So if the earth was given into the hands of this wicked person, right, and he covered the faces of the judges, who are the judges here, man? Who is the ultimate judge? It would be Yahushua, right? So the ultimate judge would be Yahushua. So what did he, paint the face of Yahushua to be? In his image and his likeness, because it actually says that in let's see, I think it's First Maccabees 3 or Second Maccabees. Hold on, let me see. 3:40. Yeah, this is First Maccabees 3:48. It says, and laid open the. I'm gonna start at 47. I'm starting at 46. Wherefore the Israelites assembled themselves together and came to Mespah over against Jerusalem, for in Mespah was the place where they prayed aforetime in Israel. Then they fasted that day and put on sackcloth and cast ashes upon their forehead and rent their clothing and laid open the book of the law wherein the heathen had sought to paint the likeness of their image. You see, so the heathen, what they did, with our scriptures, and you can see, because I do have a Bible that has all, so-called white people in it as to be the people of the Bible, you know. So what they did was that they covered the faces of the judges thereof, man. When they had, especially going into the time of the Renaissance, man, when did a thing which is called iconoclasm, where they paint over the images, made all, the Apostle Paul look white, made Noah look so-called white, especially Yahushua, So, yeah, they covered the faces of the judges thereof, like it speaks about in, Job 9:24. Says the earth is given into the hands of the wicked, right? So the earth, the power, the dominion of the earth was given unto who? The hands of the wicked. And what proves that also is Genesis 49. So this devil has dominion. The Lord gave him, his dominion. You see, this is Genesis 49:11. No, that's not. Maybe Psalms 49. Yeah, Psalms 49:11. It says, their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their own names. So they call their lands after their own names. You see? So that's what this devil has done. He called America, which was discovered, explored and discovered by Amerigo Vespucci, which is a devil. You know, he called the land after his own name. All right, Leo Scipio Africanus. They named these lands after them. Because their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever. So that's proof that this devil has dominion. Okay, it says the earth was given into the hands of the wicked. So when you go to identify who the wicked is, because there's an act which is known as wickedness, but there's also a people that's known to be the wicked. Let's see, no, that's let's see, is it Malachi? Malachi 1 and 4. Is it? Let's see. Right. This is Malachi 1 and 4. It says, whereas Edom, right? Edom, which is who? So-called white man. Edom, out of one, which means red. It says, we are impoverished. So these people named, which will be the Edomites, says we, right? Plural, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus says Yahweh, right? They shall build, but I will throw down. And they came, during the time, this is talking about the time of the Renaissance periods, all right? Because whenever they came back into, power, you know, through the Ottoman Turks, they, begin to do what? Whitewash everything, break off the noses, of the statues of Israelites. Okay. It says, they shall build, but I will throw down. They shall call them the border of wickedness, right? They shall call them the border of wickedness. So these people are known as the wicked, and the people whom the Lord had indignation forever. So these people are called the wicked, the wicked. All right. The Lord said the earth was given into the hands of the wicked. He's talking about Esau, Edom. All right, the Edomites, the people whom the Lord had indignation forever. So these are people, you see. So these people that the Lord has given the hands of has given them the earth are called the wicked, right? And they have what dominion because they named these lands after their own name, man. They govern, the whole earth. They push forth the decrees. They make the laws here in the planet Earth, man. Okay, that's what they do. So whenever we say that, they're the devil that the Bible speaks of, people, get caught up on the word devil, which there is a spiritual demon named Satan, whom people refer to as the devil, but there's also a physical counterpart of Satan, which is known as the devil that the Bible speaks of, because go to John 8. And you know what? Before we get there, let's go to Proverbs. This is Proverbs 1 and I'm gonna start at 1. It says, the Proverbs of Solomon, the son of David, king of Israel, to know wisdom and instruction, to perceive the words of understanding, to receive the instruction of wisdom, justice and judgment and equity. Okay, to give the subtlety to the simple, to the young man knowledge and discretion. A wise man will hear and will increase learning, and man of understanding shall attain unto wise counsel. To understand a proverb and the interpretation, the words of the wise and their dark sayings. So, these words, you have to be taught these words. The Lord has to give you the understanding, of these proverbs, man, and the interpretation of things. You see, all right. So you can't just read this Bible. The Lord has to open up your understanding. So let's go to John 8:44. It says, and matter of fact, let me see if I can read right here. Whenever you see the red, that's Yahweh Shah talking, whom the world ignorantly called Jesus Christ. All right. So I'm gonna start at 42. It says, Yahweh Shah said unto them, if the Most High were your Father, ye would love me, for I proceeded forth and came from the Most High. Neither came I of myself, but He sent me. Why do ye not understand my speech? Even because ye cannot hear my word. Ye are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father ye will do. He was a murderer from the beginning, and abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh his own. He's a lie, and he's a liar and the father of it. Okay, so Yahweh Shah was talking to who, man? He was talking to Israelites whenever he said this. All right, the Pharisees and the Sadducees. Okay, he was talking to them. Okay, these wicked, Pharisees, these wicked Sadducees, these guys that were, boasting in the law, making laws out of laws, these guys that were just, going off their own, dealings, you see. So he told them that ye are of your father the devil, right? And the lust of your father you will do. So when you go into that word devil, and the key point is that he was a murderer from the beginning. Okay, so you go into that word devil, it means what? Diablos. Okay, that's the only thing, that's what that word means. It goes back to the word diablos, which what means prone to slander, slanderous, accusing falsely, calu, calumnator, false accuser, slanderer, metaphor applied to a man who, by opposing the cause of the Most High, may be said to act the part of the devil or to side with him. You see? So it's a man, so it's a metaphor. It's not actually talking about the spiritual demon Satan. It's talking about what? A man who opposed the cause of the Most High, right? That take part in the devil or to side with the devil, right? So he said he was a so that's what it means. It just means to be a deceiver. Okay. All right. Let's see if we can go into the Diablos. That's what it is. Basically, to throw over or across, to send over, to traduce, calumniate, slander, accuse, defame. Let's see. Speaking badly or telling lies about someone so damage their reputation. That's exactly what this devil do. That's what the so-called white man does. You know, he tell lies about the Israelites. But let's go back. All right, so now we know that we're talking about a man. All right, we're talking about a man who opposes the cause of the Most High. Right. So let's see who opposes the cause of the Most High. Because let's go back. It says, you have the father, the devil. The lust of your father you will do. He was a murderer from the beginning, abode not in the truth. All right, so let's see who opposed the cause of the Most High, in the beginning, right? This is Genesis 3:1. It says, now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field which the Lord had made. And he said unto the woman, yea, had the Most High said, ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden. So now, Christians get caught up on this serpent, like, there was a snake actually talking to Eve. Negative. All right. This serpent is talking about a wicked one. Okay. Which is the spirit of the serpent, was trickled down in the reincarnation to Cain. All right. So when you go into this word serpent, look, it says Nakash, right? It says serpent, snake, serpent, image of serpent, fleeing serpent, mythological. Okay, now let's go into the root word. It says to practice divinations, divine, observing signs, learn by experience, diligent, observe, practice fortune telling, to make an omen, to practice divinations, to observe signs and omens. Okay, look, it says, it says, a primitive root properly to hiss, whisper, a magic spell, generally to prognosticate, right? Prognosticate, remember this, prognosticate, certainly divine enchanter, use enchantment, learn by experience, indeed, diligently observe. Okay, so this ain't no snakes running around this joint practicing witchcraft and fortune telling and divinations and prognostications. All right, it's talking about a man. Okay, talking about a man. All right. So and also it says, I believe. Let me see if I can pull it up here. Ecclesiastes 3. No, that's not. Yeah, this is Ecclesiastes 3 and 18. It says, I said in my heart concerning the estate of the sons of men, that the Most High might manifest to them, that they might see that themselves are beasts, right? So when it says the serpent is more subtle than any beast of the field, right? This serpent, this person was more cunning and subtle than any of all the heathens, man. You know, all the other nations. Okay, he was good at what he did. All right, he was good at his witchcraft. He was good at his spell casting. He was good at all these things. Okay, better than anybody, more subtle than any beast of the field. Okay, so and on top of that, the word serpent is just you know, just a word, used to describe, this wicked one. Okay, just like how the word, how Yahweh used the word fox. You know, call him. Remember, he called the 2/3 of our nation a generation of vipers. You right? You see? Now look, it says, and the woman, all right, because it says he was a murderer from the beginning. And the woman said to the serpent, we may eat of the fruit. And the woman said unto the serpent, we may eat the fruit of the trees of the garden, but the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, the Most High said, ye shall not eat thereof, neither shall ye touch it, lest ye die. So it's not talking about no apple either, man. Okay, it's talking about the ways of a man. Okay, because it says what the scripture says, you should know a man by his fruit. All right, the things that he does. Okay, the things that he dish out. You see. So it says what? It says but the free, what's like, but the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, most I said, you should not eat of it, neither shall ye touch it, lest ye die. Okay. And the serpent said to the woman, ye shall not surely die. For the Most High do it know that the day that ye eat thereof, then your eyes shall be opened, and ye shall be as gods, knowing good and evil. So, this devil, right? This devil, which is what he is, this devil, this wicked one here, this devil was enticing, Eve, beguiling Eve, letting, showing her things that she could have, letting her know, look, when you eat this, you'll be on top, you can have equality. You can have, whatever it is, the man worshiping you, all these things. This is what he was showing her, okay? All these wicked things, okay? That's in the planet today. All right. Verse 6, it says, and when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, right? When it was good to eat, when it was pleasing to her eyesight, and that it was pleasant, pleasant to the eye, the tree and a tree to be desired to make one wise, she took, because in her mind, I could be better than the man. I can usurp authority over the man. This is what she was saying. Okay. This is what she was presenting with. Okay, to be promiscuous, to live free and all these things. She took the fruit thereof and did eat, man, just like how it was. And so, like I said, it wasn't no damn apple, man. Think about Ezekiel when the Lord told him to eat this roll, eat the whole roll. Was he necessarily eating? No, he was digesting the word of the Most High. Okay, and gave unto her husband with her, and he did eat. Right. So basically, did they actually die right here? No, they didn't actually die, but spiritually they were put to death. Okay, because look, check this out. You go to Wisdom of Solomon, drag it on over here. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2, Wisdom of Solomon 2 and 24. It says, nevertheless, through envy of the devil, death came into the world. You see? And they that do hold of his side do find it. So through envy of the devil, death came into the world. So, Eve, she was beguiled. So she envied the devil. She envied these things, right? And see, the scripture even called this wicked one, the serpent, the devil. right? A deceiver, okay? So who is this deceiver? And he says what? He was a murderer from the beginning. So he spiritually murdered, spiritually murdered, Eve and Adam, okay? Because the woman was being deceived, all right? So when it says that he was a murderer from the beginning, let's just see who was the first murderer, the first murder in the scriptures, man. Let's go. Cain and Abel. Right. So check this out. So this is Genesis 4 and what is it? 8. It says, and Cain talked with Abel his brother, and it came to pass that when they was in the field, that Cain rose up against Abel his brother and slew him. So he was a murderer from the beginning. So the spirit of Cain, right? The spirit of Cain, right? Slew who? His brother Abel. Okay. And so what, man? Who that also goes to? Uh, let's see, Esau, right? Because Esau, what he said in his heart. It was Genesis 25. I was 26, 27. So like, this is Genesis 27:41. It says Esau hated Jacob, and this is after the flood here. So that spirit of Cain trickled down to Esau. Okay, so Esau is Cain reincarnated because Cain slew his brother, right? So check it out. It says, and he said he was a murderer from the beginning. Okay, it says, and Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then I will slay my brother Jacob. All right. So he was a murderer from the beginning, and that same spirit trickled down to Esau, Edom, man. Okay. So there goes Esau again. All right. Because Esau is also known as the Edomites in the Bible. So therefore, what, man? The earth was given into the hands of who? Esau, Edom. And what he has been doing since he's been in power? Deceiving. Okay. He's been deceiving since he's been in power. Right. Because look, when we read Genesis 3, it says it said prognosticator and witchcraft and spells, and things like that. So when we go to Isaiah 47, Isaiah 47, it says, "Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground. There is no throne, O daughters of the Chaldeans, for there shall no more be called tender and delicate." So it's talking about who? Virgin daughter of Babylon, the offspring of Babylon. And so the offspring of Babylon, which we know is America. Who is running? What nation of people is running America? The Edomites. Okay, when you jump down, because it's talking about, the virgin daughter of Babylon, this whole chapter. Look, and then it says, I'm gonna start at 10. For thou hast trusted in thy wickedness, thou hast said, none seeth me. Thy wisdom and knowledge it hath perverted me. And thou hast said in thy heart, I am none, I am, and none beside me. With that God complex, therefore shall evil come upon thee. Thou shalt not know where from whence it rises, and the mischief shall fall upon thee, and thou shalt not be able to put it off. The desolation shall come upon thee suddenly, which thou shalt not know. Stand now in thine enchantments and with thy multitude of sorceries, wherein thou hast labored from thy youth. If so be thou shalt be able to profit, if so be thou mayest prevail. So it says, stand thou in thy sorceries. So, the wicked elites has really tapped into the left hand side, of wickedness, man. They really tapped into the left hand side. They really deal with the spiritual demon Satan closely. So when it says, of thy sorceries is going back to the same thing that it was speaking about uh, the serpent in Genesis 3, right? Because it says, I'm sorry, Salaki, it says, let me just play it. Keshif, right? Sorcery, witchcraft, magic. We read that. Sorcery, witchcraft. Now I go into the root word. It says to practice witchcraft or sorcery. Salaki. Yeah. Kashaf. Kashaf. It says to practice witchcraft or sorcery, use witchcraft, sorcerer, sorceress. A primitive root properly to whisper a spell, to enchant, practice magic, sorcery, witchcraft. You see? And that's what, and when you go back to, this is what the king of Babylon, this is what virgin out of Babylon consists of: enchantments, sorceries, man. Okay? And that's what's pushed out on the planet Earth. So when we call the white man the devil that the Bible speaks of, we calling him what, man? A magician, a deceiver, right? A sorcerer. Because it takes a whole lot of sorcery to make a man believe that he's a woman, to make a woman believe that she's a man, to make a woman believe that she's equal to a man, all right? To you see, to believe in yourself rather than the Most High, to believe that you have free will. Even though it takes a lot of sorcery for these people to read this book and see that the Lord doesn't give them free will, and they still believe that they have free will. All right. It takes a lot of sorcery to make people believe that those people in our land are the real Jews. When you read this Bible, it clearly states, it takes a lot of sorcery to make people believe that the one who the world English called Jesus Christ looked like what we would call so-called white people today, when the Bible states that he looks exactly like what you would call a so-called black man with gray woolly hair. But people still like, oh, color don't matter. It takes a lot of sorcery. That's why we call him the devil that the Bible speaks of. Revelations 12 and 9, it says, and the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent, right? That old serpent. Where's the serpent? Where's that old serpent at? In the beginning, called the devil and Satan. Satan just means adversary, shaitan, which deceiveth the whole world, right? He was cast into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. But I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Lord willing, you're edified. I'm going to say shalom.